Everyone on Instagram has their own way of getting in shape. Some of them work, most of them don't. And the truth is, if you're a chef, almost none of them will work for you unless you've got insane levels of discipline and willpower. Why? Because all those plans are built for people with 9-to-5 routines. Not for chefs, not for bartenders, and not for anyone working 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. So that's why I'm making this video. If I was a chef again, working the hours I used to work, and I was fat, starting over, this is what I'd do. Here's exactly how I'd lose 20 kilos. Without 5 AM runs, without tracking every grain of rice, and definitely without following some shredded influencers workout plan on Instagram. There's 4 essential things that I would do. Let's get into it. The first thing, and the most important thing, is to just start. Because the biggest mistake I made was waiting for the perfect right time. When the busy period was over, when I had more energy, when I wasn't hungover, or when I'd caught up on sleep. But if you work in kitchens, there is no right time. So if I was starting again, I'd just pick one day, literally any day. Not 5 days, not 3 days, just one. I'd get in the gym and get started. Because the first win isn't physical, it's mental. You prove to yourself that you can keep a promise, even when you're exhausted. And once you get over that barrier and you get started, it gets a lot easier. It's like during a busy service, you don't wait until the kitchen's calm and quiet before you start playing things up. You just do it. And that's how you start building momentum. One session a week, one proper meal during a shift, one habit that doesn't rely on motivation. Because if you can win one day, then you can win 2. James Smith says if you've got 20 kilos to lose, forget about the 20. Focus on losing 1 kilo first. And then after you've done that, you can focus on the next one and the next one. And you do that 20 times. And then you've lost 20 kilos. Okay, the second thing I'd do is master the basics. Because when I finally got serious about getting in shape, which happened to be actually a few years after I even got started, I realized that I didn't need fancy gym plans. I just needed the basics. Because the basics, done right, will solve 90% of your problems. So if I was starting again, I'd stick to at least 3 of these movements in every single workout session I did. As long as I did 3 of those and I did them well, then I could add in 3, 4, 5 other movements of pretty much whatever I wanted. A bicep curl, a random machine, literally anything. That's it. That's how I do my workouts. 2 of those each week with those kind of movements, 40 to 60 minutes max. And if you can get strong at those movements, you're going to burn fat, you're going to build muscle, and you're going to feel tons better. So if you learn to train hard, bring the intensity, and you can gain strength, then you're going to build quite a bit of muscle, which is then going to make the whole fat loss process a lot easier. It's like your mise en place. Nail the fundamentals and service runs a whole lot smoother. You don't need molecular gastronomy and all this complicated shit. You just need sharp knives and clean chopping boards. And this same principle applies to food as well. If I was starting over, I wouldn't be overcomplicating my diet. I wouldn't be worrying about calories or tracking or any of that stuff. I'd just stick to the same repeatable structure. Protein in every meal, some fruit or veg in every meal, and 3 go-to meals I can prepare even when I'm exhausted. Keep it simple, keep it repeatable. And this right here is actually the exact process that we went through with David. The fundamentals done well. And he's lost about 17 kilos as a result. Okay, the third thing I'd do, if I could go back, is I would put blinkers on. Because the fastest way to stay stuck is to keep switching your plans every time you scroll on TikTok. One week it's fasting, the next week it's low carb, then it's some influencer telling you that cardio kills gains. It's all useless noise that you need to ignore. I wasted, I want to say months, but it's actually years, starting over, trying new exercises, different workout splits, whatever shiny new thing I'd seen on Instagram or YouTube, thinking that that was the thing that was going to fix everything. But the truth is, all you need for a plan to work is to stick with it. That's pretty much it, to be honest. And that's why most of the stuff that you see on socials doesn't actually work. Because for you, it's almost impossible to stick with them because of your schedule. So if I was starting again, I'd just pick one approach. I would forget about everything else. I'd ignore everything else, blinkers on, and just focus on that plan for a solid 8 weeks. No changes, no tweaks, no distractions. Because your body doesn't care what's trending on TikTok. It cares that you slept for 6 hours and hit your protein and got a good training session in. So I think you should block every fitness influencer who doesn't understand your life. Just trust the process and stick to it for 8 weeks. And then have a look, assess your progress. How's it been? If you're happy with it, just keep doing the same thing. If you're not quite happy with it, that's when you might want to make some changes, make some adjustments, and commit to it again for another 8 weeks. Then assess and review. It's the same reason you don't overhaul the menu every week. You need to give it time to settle, to figure out what's working and what's not, and to make some small improvements during that time as well. And your training plan is no different. You've got to give the process time to show you that it's actually working or not. But to be honest, right, in the beginning, because everything's so new to you, it's such a new stimulus for your body, you're probably going to make progress doing anything. So as long as you can stick to it for long enough, then the results are going to show themselves. The final thing I would do if I was starting from scratch is roll with the punches. I would just stop hoping and pretending that my routine would ever be perfect. Because in hospitality, the plan is always going to be punched in the face. There's always going to be challenges, things you need to adapt to, things that throw you off track. You'll get called in early, your break will vanish, and your mate will drag you out for one drink after service. But that's part of the game. And most people fail because they think that success depends on them avoiding that chaos and avoiding any slip-ups and just being perfect all the time. But in reality, it depends on how fast you can adapt to those slip-ups and that chaos. You can't control what the road is like, but you can control how you react to it. So if you miss a gym session, swap it for a walk or try and catch up on another day. Don't bin off the week. If you've not got time for a full meal, can you grab a protein shake or a high protein snack instead of just completely skipping it? If you're hungover and tired, get out of bed, get outside, go for a walk, get some sunlight, and you'll probably feel a little bit better instead of rotting in bed all day. Every setback is a rep for adaptability, because the goal isn't to be perfect, it's to become shift proof. That's the real win. Building a body and a routine that can survive the chaos of your unpredictable shifts. That allows you to keep moving forward no matter what. So that's it. That's exactly how I'd do it if I was fat again and I was starting from scratch as a chef. Just start small, master the basics, blinkers on, and roll with the punches. Do that for 6 months, and the 20 kilos will take care of itself. So if you found this useful, you might want to watch this one here to dive into the training side of things a little bit more and help you get started in the gym. And just don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.